The rant that follows may or may not have been totally fair. Well, really all I can say is what I felt in the moment. I'm not sure. You be the judge. Let me know. Morning. So this guy in the camper beside me that pulled in clearly does not know the etiquette of a solo female traveler and what to not say to her. So I was walking back to the van. Greta was still at the van. She wasn't with me. And the guy in the camper next to me that had pulled in a day or two before was also with the guy in the camper next to him. Kind of walked into my spot, not truly up to me, but said, hey, you're from Jersey. You traveling alone? Just you? Blah, blah, blah. And thought that was terrible taste, like terrible taste. And that's just really not something that you should say to a female in general. I feel like that should kind of be second nature by now. He's not a young guy, you know, probably my age, I guess. It's just not the way to approach people nowadays. If I truly thought, well, I don't think he was a threat at all, and I'm always cautious, but I don't think he was, because I don't think you would bring attention to yourself. I don't think he was doing that at all. I think maybe it was just general conversation, but you just don't do that. If you think someone's solo, they're not trying to befriend the two dudes and the two campers either. Well, at least this one isn't. So didn't like that at all. Glad I'm leaving today. The campground did fill in quite a bit. When I got here Thursday, it was like I was one of the very few on this whole drive here, and now it's all filled in. Pretty cool. It's a great campground. There aren't many kids. It may be the time of year. It's just kind of a lot of people, a lot of dogs, lots of fires. It's a nice area, except for this dude. It's also 29 degrees this morning, down from like 60 to 70 yesterday. Like it was a warm day yesterday. I was sweating in my sweatshirt. I kind of like the change though. I like the change. We have had now perfect, hot, rainy, and now cold. And we're just drinking our coffee. We're going to head out this morning. Everyone's leaving the event today, and you know, seeing where the day goes. So I am back to present day. The van is cleaned out, and I have some laundry that's occurring back here. I also could not figure out what was going on with the TV that I had in here. So I've grabbed another TV off the marketplace for $15. And strangely, this TV worked perfectly last night when I tested it. Now it's acting wonky. Is it just my luck? Am I just getting bad TVs off the marketplace, or is it something with the van? The electric is on, there's power. I can't figure out what's wrong with it. And I'm just going to leave that be for now until I can kind of think a little straighter. I've also decided to buy magnets that I'm going to try to place on my window covers, and then also attach to the windows so that when I want them, I can hoist them up. Let's hope, because as of right now, because I bent them down to save on some space, right? Which saves space, looks nice. It's perfect until I go to put them up. And then now that crinkle is in them and they don't want to stay in the window now. So hence the magnets. They should be here later on today. Also, because my issue this past weekend I learned is I definitely need more counter space. Even when I move the TV, and have the other things sitting here that I was cooking on, I realized that this small little hook set that I have right here, honestly, it's mainly for decoration. I don't feel like I really utilize that much. The dog's leash does not hang on it. I've moved the poo bags, no big deal. And I have this other piece of wood that I redid long ago when I did all these countertops. This was an extra, I did like 3 extra pieces of wood just in case. And I'm pretty thankful I did now, because I'm thinking I'm going to put some, you know, the extender legs on it, similar to the little table that I have right back here that I was using, except I bought longer ones. I bought 12-inch ones, and I'm thinking put it right there, hoist it right up when I need it, just like that, and I can have another surface to cook and clean on when I don't need to get in and out of the door. All right, guys, Amazon came. I've got my table supports and my magnets, which I don't know if I'll do today. It's the same day. The temperature's just changed a little bit. It's gotten warmer, and I've showered. And I haven't done anything, nor am I planning to. Here they are. Pretty big. I got white just because the sink is white. I'm kind of rethinking that, but so I learned last time to strangely hook them to the piece first, drill it as if it's on there, mark your wall where you want the screws to be based on the holes here, and then you have to take this bad boy off of the board and then hook it to the wall. So they expected me to use the really long, like 1.5 inch, 2 inch stud screws, which this cabinet isn't that deep. So I already understand that I can't put the weight on it that it promises. And I had to go get my own screws. So here goes. Pretty good from that angle. Let me get up. It doesn't seem to want to lock. Like it doesn't want to lock down. I think it just has more give in it because it's not a solid wall. It's a little bit thinner. And they are definitely coming through over here. All right, new day, new me. I'm showered again. I was showered yesterday, but my hair has actually, you know, been straightened, blow dried, and I got some makeup on. So it's amazing how much better we'll look when we do that. So what I have done, what I did last night off camera was I took my current Reflectix that have fabric on it, and I have glued with E6000 underneath here. If you could look, I pulled this up and I glued this small magnet to the Reflectix with the duct tape on it itself. I did not glue it to this fabric because this fabric is not quite as permanent as it maybe should be. When I did that, I put this tape on it to allow it to dry and not move around that magnet, which it could be taken off, but it doesn't really matter. And then I put on the outside of the fabric where that magnet is. And I'll show you why I did that in just a second. That is what I did with all of these. So all of these have little blue pieces of tape where the magnet is on the inside. I will put these in the window and then I will go outside of the window. And from the outside, I will be able to see this tape. I can either take another piece of tape on the outside of the window, the same little size, and mark the window where this tape is, so long as this entire thing is where it needs to be. Then I come back in, take this out of the window, I see the tape from the other side, and I glue the other magnet to the inside of the window. Not the outside of the window. That would look funny on the inside of the window. So it's a lot of taping, then taping the window, and then coming back in, and it's a lot of making sure I'm getting that magnet where it needs to be. Once that magnet is glued on there, I also secure it just like I did the magnets inside this Reflectix with this same painter's tape to make sure it doesn't migrate down the window. It can slide with the glue and you don't want it to do that. Once that's dry, you then take the tape off and take the tape off the outside of the window and take the tape off of these, and they should all line up perfectly in theory. The other option is what I've used before. I just take a crayon or a colored pencil that's kind of waxy. I usually use white. And instead of putting the tape on the outside of the window, I'll take just that colored pencil or that crayon and just mark on the window. But it can be a little bit harder to see. So I figured the best option is the blue tape. I've laid the magnets, man, I can't even get them off. There's the magnets on the right side, right? Like the accurate side. The trick is going to be, these are such strong magnets, getting them off the windows may be the next question. Just do not screw up and put the wrong side of the magnet on the window. So they are up, hopefully secure. And you know what, I don't stress too much if I screw up or if something doesn't work, because there's always a fix of some kind. I may not like it, but there's always a fix. My other project for today is in regards to the screws right here that are sticking out from the table extension that I placed here last night. I don't love these screws sticking out, and in addition, I think it would be a more solid shelf countertop if I put some additional wood here. So I have some pieces of scrap that I keep, that I always wonder why I keep, and this is why. And I may be able to actually use the longer screws that were actually intended for that shelf. They may be a little bit too long for this, but I may have some other screws that will work, that will give me that strength. That's the plan. All right, so here are my two supportive blocks, and it seems to have worked. I almost came through right here, but I didn't. But I'm pretty pleased with them. They do give a lot more support. It feels a lot nicer. So it can hold a good, I would put my stovetop on there now and cook. Whereas before I think I would have, but I think I would have been worried. So now I would. I have the support. That's fairly wonderful. That's it. Thanks for watching.